Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Elemental 268, bringing you the latest in hip hop, R&B, reggae, and dancehall news. Today we have chosen a scenic area, and we are located at the Fort James, Antigua and Barbuda, St. John's. All right. As we bring you the latest developments, as you know, or should know, if you've been following the videos, Antigua and Barbuda has been under curfew and in certain guidelines and regulations as of the COVID-19 pandemic. And at this time, we are required to stay home between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Anything outside of that will result in a fine or jail time. All right. But as of Thursday, the government is supposed to go to Parliament to revise the current guidelines. I am hearing thus far that the guidelines may be extended for a further 90 days. I have not got confirmation on this and will probably not have any confirmation on it until Thursday, which probably will be my next update with you guys via this channel. Alright, but locally, as we continue with the local news, Antigua is scheduled to receive its first international flight on June 4th, 2020, coming out of Miami. Okay, this American Airlines flight will be the start of an attempt to slowly rebuild our tourism sector. Okay, other international flights such as British Airways also hope to resume some flights, maybe not all, but they intend to resume flights in June. Okay, this is good news. However, we will have to ensure that everyone coming into the island will be properly screened. But this is definitely good news, as you must understand the importance of tourism here in Antigua and Barbuda. Okay, moving on to some international news, we're going to start with the hip hop. And in hip hop, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of the death of Ahmaud Arbery. Okay, Ahmaud Arbery sadly lost his life due to the hands of the police while jogging in Atlanta, Georgia. He was shot dead as they thought or mistaken. They mistook his identity. That word is this. They mistook his identity for somebody else. It's a case of mistaken identity with the police, and unfortunately, he was shot quite a few times and he lost his life. However, Jay-Z, Alicia Keys, Yo Gotti, Meek Mill, and two Rock Nation attorneys seek justice for Ahmaud Arbery, and it's good to see that the hip hop artists are standing up for the cause. There's been quite a few incidents, too numerous to mention, where young black males and young Hispanic males have lost their lives to the hands of the police, especially in the United States of America. So we closely monitor what happens with that case. It seems as though that one has not got as much light as some of the other cases due to the COVID-19 constantly overshadowing other items and maybe in news lists for the United States and other places around the world. I'm sure it's not just in the United States. There are other news articles that don't get to our news because it's constantly overshadowed with COVID-19 developments and stuff like that. Alright, moving right along, we have Cameron of Dipset has confirmed in an interview with Pandora's J1 that a possible paid in full 2 is being discussed among himself and others. Alright, the rapper is not 100% sure that it will happen, but there are definitely talks about doing something similar to paid in full 1. Alright, so for those Hollywood lovers, movie lovers, hip hop movie lovers in particular, something for you to look out for. Alright. In unfortunate news, we have young rapper Nicki Blixey was found dead from multiple gunshot wounds on Sunday, May the 10th. Alright. Police responded to a call, which is actually a 911 call, about a man possibly shot outside of the building of Lefferts Gardens in Brooklyn. Okay. The ER quickly transported him to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. I did receive a video prior to doing my little research on this article or this particular story, And upon receiving that video, I didn't really see any urgency to get the man to the hospital. The video was at least 7 minutes long, and during that time, I didn't see much happening in terms of trying to get the guy to the hospital. So there we have it. Rest in peace and condolences goes out to him and his family and his friends and his fans. You know what I mean? Unfortunate news right there. On some quick developments, we have Rich Kid who challenges 6ix9ine to a jewelry battle that is supposed to go down on Instagram. We'll look out for that one. Earth Gotti and 50 Cent still beefing. Earth Gotti has mentioned a number of things on Instagram, getting at him, saying that people need to stop paying attention to him. And moving right along again, rumor has it that 6ix9ine was supposed to sign a Rock Nation deal. I can definitely confirm to you that this is false. Nothing of the sort. And it would be very surprising for Jay-Z and Meek Mill, who in addition to this has issues with 6ix9ine and has promised to crush his career by any means necessary. It would be very strange for 6ix9ine to be signed into Rock Nation. Alright. Moving right along in dancehall news, we have Kartel, Idonium, Bounty Killer, Mavado, Coffee, Shaggy, and many others posting pictures and quotes and sayings and greetings for Mother's Day. That was Sunday. For those of you who are overseas and not in Antigua, especially in the UK, you already celebrated Mother's Day further up in the year. But here in the Caribbean, our Mother's Day was Sunday gone, 2 days ago. Alright? Bounty Killer donates COVID-19 packages to the people of Seaview Gardens that are most affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. So here we see Bounty Killer stepping up to the plate and doing what he has to do to help his hometown of Seaview Gardens, which I mentioned in the previous video in relation to Dexter Daps and his release from jail and so forth. Alright? We also see Beyonce handing out stuff in Texas and so forth. So really good to see artists stepping up to the plate. And Vybz Kartel, who promised that he would not release another post via Instagram until 2021, has released a post challenging Eminem to a lyrical showdown via Instagram. Now, that would be interesting. I don't think we've ever seen a crossover battle between the two genres of dancehall and hip-hop. That would be real fun. However, with him being in jail, I don't see how that would be materialized. I don't know if they would use songs out their old catalog and put them up together. For those of you who are not aware, they do have a single together. That was White Trash Party, WTP remix. Vybz Kartel is featured on that track for Eminem. And that is a very interesting track. Y'all can check that out. But it leads me to believe that Vybz Kartel may be recording behind the bars. All the producers that produce for him claim that this is not so. And he has a catalog and recorded how much songs a day, which in Vybz Kartel was a workaholic. He did record a lot of songs a day, but it's starting to look like there may be some kind of in-house recordings being done inside the jail cell, because I don't know how you can challenge a man to an Instagram battle and you're in jail and you're not supposed to be recording, or so they say. So we'll see what the outcome of this is. Another thing I gotta be aware of is the fact that he himself does not control his Instagram page. Now, I know there are a few key members that respond for Vybz Kartel, such as Sicka Rhymes, such as Shawty, Baby Mother, you know what I mean? Look at Vybz, look at Addy. I'm sure you can reach out to them and get to Kartel. Even Nuffy, big up Nuffy, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna mention something real quick about Nuffy too. But in regards to him being able to control an Instagram page, it's not possible. So therefore, is it really Kartel challenging him to a beef, or is it someone just trying to stir up some trouble? We'll stay close. We'll pay close attention to that and see what happens in those developments. Since I mentioned Nuffy, I'm just gonna mention real quick that Nuffy has come forward to clear the air on the Popcorn and Black Rhino Passa Passa that happened. I believe it was Sting. where they apparently got in a fight and, you know, Popcorn chuck him off the stage, right? Now, Nuffy is saying that him and Popcorn fell out because of this, and Popcorn was of the opinion that Nuffy had given Black Rhino the mic to invade the stage during his set, during his performance. However, said Nuffy says this was not so, and the mic was grabbed out of his hand by Black Rhino and he ran onto the stage to perform. Hence, the altercation broke out and a fight ensued. But he has since tried to clear up the air on this, and I don't think Popcorn is having it. Really and truly, I don't really think he cares. Being on top of the world right now, he's definitely one of dancehall's main artists. He's doing his thing, and I don't really think he cares about that right now. But just thought I'd share that with you guys. And if you're interested, there's a number of online interviews going around. You can check out Trooper's interview where he's talking about the history of dancehall, the history of the sound clash culture, the sound clash business. Very interesting. You can check that out. There's also an interview with Firelinks. There's also interviews with Mark, DJ Mark of Bass Odyssey. There's also an interview with Keith, Father Keith of Bass Odyssey, the owner. You can check out that. And in the Sound Clash news, you can also check out the quarantine sound clashes being put down by Walshy Fire and Warrior Sound International. I have to put that in there because Elemental is international too. Hence the reason we does what we do. Get our news out to the world from the little island of Antigua and Barbuda right here, 108 square miles. But yeah, so yeah, we apologize for that little intermission. Just to keep you guys the real, the police actually came and asked me what I was doing here, and I clearly told them what I was doing. So they said and advised me that the beaches are not open for this purpose, and that the beaches are open solely for exercising purposes. So I apologize for that short break. However, back to the news. The quarantine clash that is happening on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, which is put on by Walshy Fire and the Warrior Sound, is actually a series, and you can check it out. The last clash I watched was between Adonai and Cosmic, and it was a very good clash. You know what I mean? So for the Sound Clash fans, you can check that out. And I'm about to wrap up my video. I'd just like to say to everyone still indoors around the world, please continue to do so. Stay safe and follow the guidelines put in place by your government. And just before I leave, Fort James, Antigua and Barbuda, ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes. And I will be coming back here to do a video to give you a full-scale tour of Fort James and give you some history about the fort itself. Alright? Just to mention real quickly, I do believe that this area is supposed to be developed by Royal Caribbean, but because of the COVID-19 development, who knows what's going to happen there. This is Simma, Elemental 268. One love, peace.